guys, welcome back to our new home. We are in the kitchen now because over the last couple of weeks, I've shared an empty home tour. We moved into our dream home, which we have been loving every second of. And then slowly we've been making our way through the house, decorating each room with things we've already had because we had lots of decor from our apartment. I had some things that I had collected from thrift shopping and flea markets that we could incorporate into our new house. And then we kind of needed to decorate with what we had so that we knew what we still needed. We are now in the kitchen. The kitchen gives a little bit Italian vibes for me. I think it's all the tile work, all the stone. We have amazing brick floors in here like we do in the rest of the house. We have tiled countertops. I like them actually, but I feel like it's a lot with the brick and the tile. You know, it was kind of like pick one kind of thing. Also, the cabinets are older in here, so this is actually one of the spaces that we hope to renovate in the future and maximize the space, maximize the storage, make the kitchen feel more custom. Like the refrigerator is just kind of out there and large. It's not built in. There's a fur down around the top. There's some things that we can just make better. There are also lots of things in here that I absolutely love. So much that we can work with. But when we toured this house, Romeo and I both looked at each other and we're like, ooh, if we get this house, the first thing we're changing is the sink. It's a very utilitarian style stainless steel sink. And the faucet is the most frustrating thing. It doesn't have a wand to kind of spray around. When you turn it on, it's like aggressive. And then you can turn this around. Super weird. This whole situation is something that we want to update sooner than later. I bought a sink. I bought it. Oh. This is actually the third sink that I ordered and got shipped here. The first sink was white. It was a little bit of a different shape. It came in cracked. So I called and got a replacement. Same sink came cracked again. And I thought it was a sign. I was like, okay, clearly the universe does not want me to have a white sink. So I went with a bisque color sink. And you know, you could go the simple route and get a very utilitarian style drain. The lower level is like the stainless steel basic ones you get from the hardware store. The top level is going with like a pretty metal, matching your faucet color and bringing it in like if you had like a brass like we did in the cottage. Putting a brass drain was like so good. Or I feel like you can do kind of close to really, really nice. You could do the same color. This brand of sink offers matching, like same color, matching drains for your garbage disposal and also just your drain side. So we did it. We got them. So changing out a sink and a faucet really isn't all that hard. First and foremost, turn off the water on the both the hot and the cold side, and then just making sure everything is disconnected. And then to actually lift the sink up, there's kind of two things we need to do. There's some clips on the bottom, and I only knew that because I read the instructions on how to install a new one, so I knew what to look for. So drop-in sinks will have clips that clip in. So we just need to cut that silicone away. I don't really have anything other than this old knife to do it with. Using a screwdriver too to kind of help. You can kind of lift it up and then I can cut better like that.
What is falling down?
That's the clips. Oh, yeah. Do it from the other side. Okay. We got it all. For my own benefit and sanity, I'm going to do as much to the sink as I can with it out of place, like not there, because it's going to be much easier for me to manipulate the sink when it's like loose than having to crawl underneath. I feel like that's smart. So like things like drains, the garbage disposal clip, the faucet on the thing, I just want to set the sink in. They already have the holes kind of pre-perforated on the bottom, so we just need to hammer the ones that we want out. I'm only doing the faucet right now. Is that really what I'm supposed to do? Literally the hardest thing was poking that hole. Can I see? That was so hard. Okay, so we're gonna do the drains. Okay. Now that we're to the garbage disposal side, I actually need this bottom set. Bottom pieces actually come with the garbage disposal itself. So you need those to be like, it's the collar and things, how it's attached to the sink. So I need those, so I'm gonna take them off. It's not a replacement for this, it's a cover. So you have to use all of the garbage disposal components, including the metal collar, which is this, and then it slips into it. We're gonna use some plumber's putty. That's what I saw my plumber use and on our disposal. And when I did it myself, when I had to reinstall it with a new drain, I used it too, and it works. No leaks, no nothing. It's kind of like Play-Doh. Okay, and then you take the drain and you kind of wrap it around the top. It's gonna create that tight seal around, you know, the surface so that you don't have any leaks. Yes. See, and once that's tight, you can see that most of the putty's kind of oozed out. So you can reuse that, put it back in your container. So this is our fancy faucet that we had at the apartment. So we're gonna be, obviously I wanted to take it. It's like motion censored and, I mean, it talks to Alexa, but we never use that. Romeo ran to get us some lunch and I'm being a little over ambitious. I hope I can do it by myself. I think I can. Okay, let's see. Man. I may have to chip away. This is a concrete countertop with tile on top. This is turning into a little bit of a bigger project than I thought.
Dry out in the sun.
I'm kind of glad Romeo went to go get us lunch because I've turned our kitchen into a construction site, which is exactly what I said I would do. But he wanted this sink too, so things had to be done in order to get it. Tools, big tools were used. Things were chiseled away. Metal was moved away. I think we got it now. No, we're good. She's in.
What happened? You broke something?
No.
What happened?
I had to do a little shaving
Oh, nice.
for the sink to fit. So I didn't mean to turn it into a construction site. It just happened.
What did you shave? No, it looks good. The sink looks amazing there.
It was, this lip wasn't as big as the other, so it sat too far back. So you could see a hole. So I had to shave it so I could pull the sink forward.
So it's good now?
Yeah. Okay, this has been a big project. I still need to silicone and stuff, but I've got everything hooked up. So it's the moment of truth. I always get nervous. Okay. We're draining with no leaks. Now I wiped it dry, we can add in our pretty little thing to cover up the InSinkerator logo. We have drains for both sides. So last night after some research on air gaps, that little thing that sticks up next to your faucet in your kitchen, it's an air gap, an air vent, if you will, between your garbage disposal and your dishwasher. So that dirty water doesn't back up into your dishwasher or up into your sink. Since we already had the tubes, everything was, the holes were punched, everything was ran. We decided to punch another hole into the new sink and add one, but I got a new one that matched our faucet. So she's looking really good. The sink is awesome. No leaks. We ran the dishwasher. I'm becoming a little bit of a pro when it comes to, you know, plumbing DIYs, but it is a dirty job. So our final step in the sink is to put a silicone sealer around the edge. So if water does get out of the sink and seep down, it doesn't like seep into like the cracks and then underneath the sink and cause mold and things like that. So I went to the hardware store and looked at two colors. I meant to bring one of the drains so that I could color match it. Bone is definitely the right color match. It has that green undertone that the sink does, so it's going to be perfect. I'm gonna use blue painter's tape and tape off kind of a straight line around the sink. This is what I did when I restored our windows, and it just helped caulking and glazing to have a really, really clean edge. And for me not to have to struggle so much, I can just put it on there, pull the tape off, and it's perfectly straight. This is so exciting, guys. The sink already makes the whole kitchen feel more elevated. You know, it really downgraded the kitchen being that's like just utilitarian type of stainless steel. Now we get to decorate. That was a big project. I didn't know I was gonna have to saw things. I have some ideas. I definitely obviously want to bring some art in, but it's all windows in here. So really the only place for pretty art is right here. And when we toured when the staging was here, they had two pieces stacked on top of each other to kind of fill that space out. Let's see what we have. I have a piece that I've had in mind for here, this fruit print. Now, fruit obviously fits so well in a kitchen. I felt like it was perfect, but it's not very, long and rectangular, and I don't have two to stack. So is it gonna be too small? Maybe. I have this that's totally the right size, but it's flowers. Do we love it? I have a mirror, but I don't think a mirror in a kitchen. Mirror in a dining room makes sense. Mirror in a kitchen, a little weird, right? I have this one that has no art in it at all, but could be like the right kind of size, Mom. Fruit, please. But how would you do fruit that way? Do you know what I mean? Maybe like a fruit tree. I feel like that one fits best. I found another one that had the same kind of frame as this. This one, I almost put in our kitchen last time, and I actually had it there for a while until we got the new sink faucet, and the faucet like hit it, so it didn't work anymore. But it has a similar frame. What about stacking them? Oh, I'm kind of into it. I think they have the same vibe, although they're different. I like that it fills it out. If it was just the fruit, it would just leave so much space, So when I got the rug for the living room, why I pulled the trigger, although I had been looking at that rug for a few months and he still had it, why I pulled the trigger is because he had this runner that matched. It's not an identical match, but the colors and the vibe were the same. It's like I love the pattern in the center, I love the border, I love the colors. It brought in that ashy tone. It looks great with the new sink. It was just meant to be. I was like, yes, that it's happening. So we need to get a rug pad, especially because it's probably gonna slip around. The rugs will last longer with the proper rug pad, so I still need one of those. So I'll put that on my list to order. If you have a kitchen that's like ours, that's more galley style, most of the time you see them where the oven and the sink is directly across from each other. Ours isn't like that. Ours is like tilted like that because we have the little French doors that go out to the front porch. So because of that, there's not that symmetry. I have to pick where I want the center of the rug. I think it makes most sense centered in front of the oven because then it puts equal amounts on each side. So kind of just pick a point of reference, like a point to center, and then it should be good, but I love this in here. Something that I just got is this bench. I got it from Olive Atelier. It's a salvaged bench from schools in China. They have a whole bunch of them. It's made out of elm wood. This is such a weird area. Back here, that's why when we renovate the kitchen eventually, I just want to reimagine it to make it make sense so there's not dead space, and we also optimize storage because we have no pantry and we lack storage to put like my appliances and stuff, so we've kind of realized that. So when we think about this area, it's just open space. You can't really put anything here because you've got the walkway to the dining room here, one of the entrances to the dining room. You have the door leading outside. It's like, what do you do? I don't know. I was like, maybe this bench would like actually look good here because it would just like, but there's a plug here. What do you put there? Like a cabinet would be so in the way. It would have to be super skinny. It's probably just because of code that they put that there. But what about this little bench. I mean, it doesn't block anything and it adds something there. Here next to the stove, I always like to have a tray with our cooking essentials. Utensils, I have the wooden ones here and then silicone ones in this drawer. Also our salt and pepper pinch jars. I got these at Home Goods or like TJ Maxx years ago. I love them. They're marble with wood tops and they're perfect little pinch jars. So we've had them for years. We love them. And olive oil. I actually got this olive oil in Italy and it's almost empty. It's like on its last little bit. I learned from you guys that it's best to have an olive oil jar that's not clear, that actually has a green tint, because olive oil can be kind of like tainted by the sun, like UV rays. Best if kept in a cabinet, but if it's gonna be out on display, it could be like a darker glass. So over here, we've kind of turned it into our little coffee area. That's why I love to use trays, because it allows things to be grouped together like we did in the bathroom. When you have a tray or something to put things on, it makes them friends and they look more styled instead of just stuff on the counter. So I want to do the same kind of thing here, but maybe with a cutting board, which is what I've done in the apartment. And then I have this vase for our coffee pods. I felt like it was kind of cute. I use the same thing. And I have our Alexa. So I actually used this one before. I like its shape. I actually think this might be from IKEA. I just liked its weird kind of shape. This can go on top. I hate plugs and cords. They're just ugly. And then this for coffee pods. Is it so weird with this here? Like we use it, you know what I mean? Like, I want to put something here to hide it because it's like so, maybe a piece of art, is that weird? Just to see what it would look like. So like, doesn't work. That looks weird too. I'm just trying too hard at that. Flowers. Okay, I've got a fake plant. Doesn't really go with my vibe that's happening here, but it does hide it. But it doesn't hide it as well. Like I still see the scale is a little bit off. This sideways picture, but then it's not really gonna hide if I put some flowers in it or something. It's not horrible. Wait, I have this little new one that I got, this Turkish drip vase. Oh, could I put these in? That's not bad. Okay, I've had this one for a while here in the house since we bought it. I brought it straight here because I was like, oh, I just see that in the kitchen. So I want to put this here and put some lemon branches. I feel like that would be really pretty. Okay, so back here, this is like where you enter, one of the entrances into the kitchen from the dining room. I have some really pretty breadboards and cutting boards. And I've seen people on Pinterest do kind of like a wall of them, like either just hang them straight on the wall, or what I'm kind of playing around with is actually having like a bar and then having them hung. The fridge opens like this, right up against the wall. So they have to kind of start a little bit back. They're a little heavier than I thought. I went down the hardware store aisles just to kind of see what kind of like spawned an idea of some kind. And I've seen people do them on bars. Well, I found these cafe curtain rods. They're bronze, which I really like. I feel like bronze went in here without adding like brass, because we don't have, I love brass. We don't have any brass in here right now. Putting a bar up like that and then hanging the cutting boards off of them. I think that these are a lot heavier than I thought they were. I think I'm gonna have to go with my idea to just hang them on the wall.
She's just a small town girl raised in the South, heart full of dreams with no one to see what she's all about. She's not the one to run around and cheat.
Okay, the kitchen's looking really good. Before we leave the kitchen and go into the dining room to spruce that up a little bit, I want to talk about my thoughts. Since I ordered that new sink and saw the color and the undertones being more green, it was like my eyes just saw yellow in these cabinets. And that's not normally a color I gravitate towards. I usually like green undertone neutrals. So it looks fine, but I was thinking, why can't we do a little mini makeover on the kitchen sooner than us doing the renovation? Not today, but sooner than we're doing the renovation. These cabinets are older and they're shallow, and just with reconfiguring the kitchen, we're gonna save everything we can, but more than likely we are going to replace these cabinets. Why can't we paint the cabinets and give them a new life for now, and then we'll do them again when we do the renovation? So I've been thinking about colors. I got just a few paint swatches. This color is like an undertone blue black. It's called Black Chiffon. This is Smoky Taupe. It's warmer, obviously, than the cabinets are now, and it's more green undertoned like the sink. It's almost the same color in a way, but it would warm everything up. This is Haven of Coziness. I've actually used this color before in a kitchen makeover, actually, on the walls, not the cabinets. This is a very pretty color. It has a tinge of pink in the undertone. This is a super safe option. This is like just going neutral, it all the same color, okay? And this is Black Truffle. I see some, it's kind of hard to see the undertones in this one for me. It's more red undertoned, and this one might be my favorite. This is Strong Influence. It's like a purple undertoned black. It's very pretty. I'm kind of obsessed with it. It picks up this color in the brick. It looks great with the rug. It picks up tones in here. It looks great with the new sink color. We can obviously pick some more colors, but comment down below which one you would love to see in the kitchen. When do you ever get the chance to do something on a temporary basis? Like paint it, because it doesn't matter, you're gonna change it anyways. I feel like we need to take the opportunity and be a little bold and daring, which is why I'm leaning towards Strong Influence, or a color that's in that family with some like rich tones. And now welcome to our dining room. The kitchen is just on the other side of this dividing wall, if you will, which is really why I would love to reimagine just this side. So we don't have much. We didn't have a dining room before, we just had a breakfast nook. So we brought our table just to have something. But obviously I know that it's not right for the space. Definitely need like a rectangular table, but the problem with this area, this dining room, is it's on the narrow side. So once you have a dining room table in the center, it doesn't leave a lot of room for chairs and also a walkway around it. So we would be limited to like a bench that can slide all the way under the table or something like that, which is really not what I wanted. So that's why I kind of want to reconfigure this kind of area. But for now, we have this dining table and no rug. I'm gonna center this up. Okay, and then I have our chairs that we had at the apartment. I do like the color, you know, but I felt like we just have two. That was all we had space for. So we'll just put them on here. It's later in the day now, and this room actually gets a lot of morning sun. So the morning sun kind of like hits and bounces off the wall around the pool and comes in, floods in here. So we've got some moody lighting happening. When we first toured the house, I was like, oh, the beams. I can't wait to strip the rest of the beams in the house to match these, because this is what they will look like. They're real. So I love the depth and the darkness that it has up above. And when we toured it, I was like, I have the perfect thing for this wall. I got it at a flea market back last year. And I didn't have a place for it then, but this painting matches one that my aunt bought in 2000 in Italy. And it's not matches, it's similar, it's reminiscent of it, and I love it. My mom has it, but I love it. So this gives me the same feeling, and so when I saw it at the flea market, I didn't pay very much for this. I brought it over here right away when we closed, because I was like, look, like it's perfect. It brings down the dark. Oh, it even says made in Italy. Made in Italy. Now, is that true? Who knows? But it's true to me. I love it. I love it. Then we can just fix the cord and have one of those, you know, like strips that come down that's painted the same color as the wall, looks super clean. Something weird that we didn't even know during the inspection. When they took away the staging and they took the piece of art off this wall, there is a secondary breaker box. Now, these function things all around the house. You can also control it at the breaker box that we didn't know where it was. Why? Do you think that this room was actually a patio? So we have to cover it up. There's a whole lot of nails here from the staging. But when I think of a dining room, I do think of a mirror. I think that that would be beautiful. Like a large one here would be awesome. It would kind of bounce the light, it would make the space feel larger. I don't have that. I do have this mirror though that was in my bedroom. It's also complementary, but you know what I mean? Like it goes, like it's the darker colors. Is it gonna be like a super weird random mirror here? Like I feel like yes. Maybe we could do more of a gallery look. Maybe we could do a three moment. Slowly running out of art. I have this one that we had the gallery, like not doing a mirror, and doing a mirror maybe somewhere else. Like 3 like that, that's pretty. The other problem is that this is not in the center of the wall. They're really making this difficult. It doesn't cover it! It's gonna have to be off center, you guys. Okay, honestly, I think that this fights a little bit. I gotta cover up that thing. That's all I got. So this is gonna be, you know, like a work in progress, but at least I don't see that breaker box anymore. And we can still access it, obviously. What about this here? I love that. Is it bad to walk from a room into another room with the mirror? I feel like that's something. Put it here. I have some pretty pots to go in the corner maybe? One last little thing that I want to add to this space is this paper mache bowl. It's really pretty. I actually just got it. This isn't something I already had, but it was something I knew I was gonna get, and I thought it would be pretty here. Just for something. We have a beautiful lemon tree. So I want to head outside and pick some lemons to fill this bowl.
Days up and down, they come and go, and there's not much I can do. And I feel like a stranger to this world. It's never been so true. I don't know anymore, where is my place? Hey, hey. So I keep turning around, longing for better days.
So I hope you guys enjoyed decorating our kitchen and dining area with things that we already have. So you gotta kind of decorate with what you have when you move, so you know what you still need or what's gonna work or what's not, and kind of have fun with it and play around. This is the final episode in this mini series of decorating our new home with things we already had. So if you've missed any of the episodes or the empty home tour, I'll leave it linked for you. Now we are headed back to Texas. Yes, we have a full renovation that is not complete, and I know that, but life happened and we had to move and we had to make it feel like a home. So you're not gonna wanna miss it. If you're not subscribed here to the channel, join our family, hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification so you're actually notified when I upload a new video. Kinsley, are you excited to go back to Texas? Huh? Are you excited to go back to Texas? Yeah, we're not excited about the cold weather. No, California's been 68 and sunny. She's been running around the pool. We'll see you guys next Sunday.